Hi, I'm Snow, and this is Gas and Go. I'm here in Southern California. Nice day out. We're in San Clemente, California for Cars and Coffee. Look around behind me, you can see everybody's pulling in. So we're going to talk to a few people, learn a little bit about some cars. All right, we're in San Clemente, Cars and Coffee. You guys probably know by now my thing is American Muscle. But what you don't know, I lived in Japan for 3 years. And while I was in Japan, I had some pretty cool Japanese cars. Well, this is one of the coolest cars they make in Japan. It's a Nissan, right? A Skyline. Now, my man Tanner here, all right, he's new to this. He's got it 5 months he's been driving this. So tell me, what do you think about the Japanese Muscle?
It's the most fun I've had. I've had a variety of different cars here. My other car actually I have is a 350Z.
Okay.
And this just has a complete different feel to it. You get the turbo, of course, right-hand drive. But honestly, while this thing isn't crazy fast, it's just so fun. Really getting to experience, again, like the turbo, right-hand drive, just kind of how everything is more or less how it was from the factory.
Right.
It's a very different experience from a lot of the cars that I've owned here.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a different question. Now, this is my experience.
Okay.
I drive a 1962 Chevy, big American V8.
Yeah.
When you get on it,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What I found with the Japanese cars, especially a GTR, it's deceptively fast. You don't have that monster grunt, but next thing you know, you look down and you're doing 100 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's like super smooth. What's your experience in, say, 0 to 100?
0 to 100, yeah, you don't start off with all that torque, of course. So you're not flying right from the get-go. It's once you hit boost, once you start hitting those slightly higher gears, that's when it just turns into a rocket ship. And you're right, it's so smooth. Everything's honestly relatively quiet on it as well. Right. And yeah, you look down and you're just like, oh, I'm going that fast. Like,
yeah, I love it.
It is very true because it's not violent.
Yeah,
it's not
that's
violent.
That's the perfect
power.
Description.
Yeah,
it's not violent horsepower, not violent torque. 63 Corvette. I always tell a 63 by the split window. The only year they made those. And fuel injection.
A lot of those. That's my good.
So this always a winner for all you Mopar fans. This is a 1969 Super B. So you can tell by the hood, it has a 383 in it. A lot of them came with 440s, but this one of the prime Mopar muscle cars of the 60s. Nice. Anybody in their 50s will know this car, right? Don Johnson drove one of these in Miami Vice in the 80s. Yeah. Ferrari Testarossa. This was like it in the 80s. Now I'm looking at maybe not so much.
The first of the muscle cars, of the General Motors A-bodies.
Yeah. So this is what, 64? Yeah. So this is a 64 Malibu, a Chevelle, right? And obviously it's convertible, right? Now the convertible is that's the thing to have. But in the 60s, you didn't want a convertible. That's what women drove, right? Now the mindset has totally changed. And now, a couple things I want to point out about this particular one. If you take that and look down the lines, this, some killer bodywork. So if JJ were on camera, he'd probably tell you about the mountain of money he spent on bodywork and paint. And if you look at the paint, it looks like it's a mile deep and you don't see any swirls. So somebody spent a lot of time polishing this bad boy. And under the hood, that's one of the, I think it's a C4 running gear. So he's got an LT1 motor in here. So I'm guessing this thing, just in stock dress, that thing's probably putting 300 horses on the ground. So this is a really nice construction. So JJ doesn't want to talk to you, but he should be proud of this because this is a nice piece of work.
You did a better job than I could have.
But you know what? Hold on. This has nothing to do with the car. So out here, you see all this behind me? Cars and Coffee. This would not be possible without people like JJ. JJ is a veteran of the world's finest fighting force. That's the United States Army. I know what you're thinking. He couldn't be Navy because he's not as good looking as me. And you're right. But hey, thank you for your service, brother.
Thank
Seriously,
you, brother.
that's not a joke.
It's
Yeah.
pleasure meeting you.